Trevor Hedge from mcnews.com.au here at White House Motorcycles in Albury. After around 650 kilometres on the Australian launch of the Triumph Speed Triple S and Speed Triple R on the border of Victoria and New South Wales. So we've done Mount Buffalo, Mount Hotham, Mount Beauty, Toowoomba, and lots of other great places up on the border. So the Triumph Speed Triple S retails for $17,900. The R that you see here in front of you now comes with lots of little pieces of bling, but the most important thing are these Oldlands forks and the Oldlands shock. Now the R will cost you around $2,500 more than the S. For my mind, it's well worth it. The S was perhaps a little bit soft for me once you start to press on. Depending on what road you're on, but you could ride around it by perhaps applying a little bit of rear brake before you apply the front brake, just to make sure the bike stayed settled. Now, it's not saying that it's wallowing and it's soft like an old stock bike. It's not. The S still has very good suspension. It's fully adjustable shower, but you can certainly feel the difference here with the R. The engine's much lighter. The gearbox has been redesigned in the same sort of vein as the Daytona 675, and you can feel the whole engine is a whole lot lighter inside. And it's not just I think the redesigned gearbox that helps. It shifts so much smoother and make the bike feel a little bit less clunkier. It's actually those lighter engine internals. You can actually feel they spin up easier when you're accelerating, decelerating. You know, there's not really that, there's less shunt. And it does have an assist clutch. You can't really feel the mechanical slip on decel, so they've done a very good job with the mapping on decel. The engine braking is probably about spot on. I think they've done a really great job as well with mapping the riding modes. This bike has full traction control and ABS. The Prembos are really quite strong on the front, and actually that's part of the reason perhaps why I mentioned that the S perhaps felt, you can feel it is softer, it is, and it is because those Brembos are very, very strong at the front. Most of the time I spent in track mode with the riding mode tracks, and that actually allows you to do full tilt wheel stands, allows a fair bit of rear wheel lift when you're playing silly buggers, but you still have the system there in the background if something was to get a little bit pear-shaped on a slippery stretch, which is really, really good, because most of the time on motorcycles like these you have to turn traction control and ABS off to have any sorts of fun. So that way all your safety aids sort of go out the window as soon as you start playing silly buggers. But with this, allowing that freedom of, like I say, full tilt through the gears, wheelies, stoppies, but still having that backdrop of ABS and traction control is a really good thing. So whoever come up with that at Triumph deserves plenty of kudos. The bike's very comfortable. I've done a lot of Ks. I'm not really sore at all. The buffeting, I mean, you really go to jail, lose license speeds before you're really starting to get any wind blast. But even then, it's not real buffeting that's problematic, that moves your helmet around. There's just, more wind blast, which obviously is a naked bike. You don't want to be doing 180 Ks on it everywhere, even though that is good fun. So in summary, it's a huge, huge step forward for this model, there's no doubt about it. $17,900 for the S, $2,500 more for the R. For my money, don't really care about the bling on the R. Those Oldlands forks and Oldlands shocks says this is the one for me.